Here's a fun fact. It has taken me over 30 minutes to shoot this intro. Fun. Take 99. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you are all well. As you can see from the title of the video, I bring you my top 5 most influential books. I will start this video by saying, do not try this at home. I saw someone else on YouTube do this, and I thought it was a good idea, but it took me forever to like sift through my books and try find my most influential ones. I have read a lot in my lifetime, and yeah, this was like absolutely mission impossible, but I did it. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I want to do before I talk about my most influential books is to emphasize that yes, these are my most influential books. Mine. I'm just saying this because you might not necessarily agree or find these books influential, and that's okay. I also want to contextualize this video, this list, by telling you a little bit about, the top reasons why I read. So the very first reason is I read because of pure enjoyment. I just love reading. It's a habit that I acquired from a very young age. I happen to be a loner growing up, so I would entertain myself by reading. I love good writing. I love a good story. I love, getting lost in different worlds, and I love the escape that it affords me. The second reason is I read a lot because I'm an aspiring author, and I believe that if you want to be a good writer, you have to read a lot. And Stephen King says if you don't have time to read, you don't have time or the tools to write. And I agree with that. So the third reason I read a lot is because I believe in investing myself. And one of the ways that I invest myself is by reading books that challenge the way I think, challenge my perception of the world. Basically, books that help me rewire my brain. And of course, there are different ways that you can do this. I just choose to do this via books. I believe that the brain is malleable, less so as you grow older, but still, I believe like you can influence your brain and therefore influencing who you are and ultimately influencing your reality and your world. Therefore, I read to change what's happening up here and basically just to have a stronger brain. Does that make sense? Maybe. Yes. Let's move on. Also, I read to discover other forms of finding and engaging with God or the universe or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's a way for me to exercise my spiritual muscle. So those are the reasons why I read. So that was a little bit of context to explain why I chose why I chose my top 5 books. So I'm going to get into the books now. I'm going to explain the books very, very briefly. Otherwise, this video is going to be too long. Let's get into it. So the very first book is this one. It is Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. And this book, my friends, is the most translated book by a living author. So it is a great one for a lot of people. So in short, this book follows a young shepherd who is in search for his treasures. And I've included this book in my list because it taught me that my dreams are valid, that it doesn't matter what kind of background I come from. It doesn't matter that I come from humble beginnings. My dreams are valid and they're worth pursuing. So the next book is this massive one. It is Women Who Run with the Wolves. Yes, it's a good one. It's the kind of book that whenever I see someone reading it, I feel so happy. I feel so happy for them because their world is about to be changed. I just want to go up to them and hug them. Yes, sister. Yes, you're on the right track, sister. It's a really good book. So from the title of the book, it's obvious, the author is comparing women to wolves. And I think it's because both have the capacity, to be very fierce, gracious, and are very devoted to their families. Basically, they can nurture you or they can kill you. And I think this is a must read for every single woman out there, because what the author does, she takes folklore, she takes fairy tales, dreams, symbols, those kind of things, and she uses them to help women restore their intuitive and instinctive capabilities and abilities. And tell me we don't need that. Yes, we do. Yes, we did. So, enough said about this book. It has been very influential in my life. So, the next book is this one. It is Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. To be honest, I will probably change the title of this book to Think and Grow Successful in All Aspects of Your Life. Just because although this book is written specifically, to think and grow rich, I think it can be helpful in different facets of your life. So this book was written by Napoleon Hill, who dedicated over 20 years of his life to interviewing 500 of the most successful and influential people of his time. He was learning their habits, their mindsets, basically what in here made them successful. So this is the first book that introduced me to the idea that you do not need to be stuck as you are. You do not need to be stuck with the personality that you have, the habits that you have, the behavior that you have. You don't need to be stuck with that. You can change who you are by rewiring what's working in here. And it's not a wishy-washy idea. It's a very real and doable thing. And I'm a testament to it. I've managed to change, some aspects of my life that I didn't like by, changing and training my brain. And of course, it's hard work. It doesn't happen over a day or two. It's taken years for you to be who you are right now, and therefore it will take more years for you to change it. But the point is doable. And so guys, I know this is cheating, but I couldn't choose one amongst these three. I felt like they were all so influential, and I'll get into the reasoning now. So it's this book by Octavia Butler, and it's Mind of My Mind. It's this one over here, Bomboy by Yawanda Omotoso. It's this one over here, Zoo City by Lauren Bucas. So like I said in the intro, I am an aspiring author, and I've been working on a book for what feels like a million years now, and I was able to pinpoint where my struggle was. I didn't think, my work was African enough. because I am attempting, I would classify my book as speculative fiction. And at the time when I started writing my book, I didn't know of any African authors who were doing the same kind of work that I'm doing. And yeah, this is my own ignorance, of course, but at the time I really struggled because I questioned why I was wanting to write the kind of book that I was writing as an African, you know. Um, that's a different video for a different time, but my point is, at the time when I was struggling, these authors over here really showed me that, listen girl, you can write whatever the hell you want to write. Just go for it. So the next book is this one, friends. It's Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. And I can feel your eyes rolling from all the way here, and please stop. I know this is a very popular book, very pop culture, if you will, and some people might not find it quote unquote deep. What I will say to that, just because someone's deepness is packaged differently to your deepness, it does not mean that it's not deep. I found this book influential, and we all know it's, Elizabeth Gilbert, who went to Italy to eat, who went to India to pray, and who ended up in Bali and fell in love again. It really helped change my perception on love and relationships. So the next book is this one by Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth, Create a Better Life. I think out of all the spiritual books that I've ever come across, this has been the most influential. And if Eckhart Tolle is good enough to be Oprah's guru, he is good enough to be my guru. And this book is quite hard to explain what it's about, so I'm going to cheat a little bit and just read you the synopsis. I hope that's okay. In today's rush, we all think too much, seek too much, want too much, and forget about the joy of just being. We worry about what people will think of us. We compare ourselves with our friends, family, neighbors, and deep down we worry we are not good enough. Eckhart Tolle will give you the confidence to let go of fear, anxiety, and the eternal quest for more. Yes. This book felt like, while I was reading this book, it felt like meditation. That's the best way I can put it. And what more would you need from a spiritual book than for it to help silence the brain and help you drop into silence? This was it for me. So friends, that was my top 5 most influential books. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. So sorry about the changing light. I'm using natural light and oof. Please comment below, what are your top 5 books? I'd really love to read about that and to get to know you guys a little bit better. Anyway, that was my video for this week. I hope you really enjoyed it. Till next time, take very good care of yourself. And I, is this making sense? Oh my god, the lighting is going. I'm so devastated.